Hello, Adam here, welcome back to Small. Okay. This one's going to be a bit different. I'm also just noticing what's on the screen at the moment. Yeah, I've had the game open to look through what's happened. Um, Actually something else in this section that I had been looking at. This is from the second game, by the way. Yeah, gonna be. I've made a basically just a document just to see all the different red text and what happened in the previous game. Spent the last like hour and a bit working on that, just copying red text along. Um, haven't thought about what it all means yet, but that's what I plan to do today. Where was it? For this section? Maybe? Guess before that then. There we go. We can't trust them for a moment, that damn furniture. Which, me sounds a bit suspicious. Why is she calling them furniture? Um, yes, so let me just add the sheet that I've been working with. One second. Yeah, so I basically just copied the red text from the wiki because there's way too much of it to go through manually. Uh, just try to it's in. Oh, um, give that to work with. Cropping. I think I'm cutting off just a bit. Um, Probably could have done with doing this beforehand. Drop a whole bunch from the left and right too. So, let's go back up to the top. So, yeah, anything that I plan to be using here, like for color stuff, the events that described in black, red, truth, and red. If there's anything that comes as a result of red truth, then I'll put that in light red. Theories in blue to match for blue truth, and questions in green. Yeah, we don't have any red text for first Twilight. In the first game, they were locked in the garden shed thingy. There was key. That was kept in the cold. In the servants' quarters thingy. Portrait later. Servant room. So it's in blue. Someone could just get the key. Don't really have much from that first Twilight. Second Twilight is harder. If them were homicides. So, year number 1. So murder was carried out with both the victim and the perpetrator in the same room. They killed each other. Yeah. So also the 18. There's only 17 humans on the island. Guaranteed the identities of all unidentified corpses. So when they died, who was left alive? Cannon. Nanja, Commissar. These are all the possible suspects. If it's not ever into the Yoshi, let's put that in the light red. That's not the right one. This one. Yeah. When I looked up the red truths, by the way, I was just looking up the up until just the first 4 episodes red truths. Nothing from beyond that. So, I mean, trap doesn't matter because both the perpetrator and victim were in the same room. So, it being a trap doesn't matter because perpetrator needs to be there anyway. And they were both homicides. Um, put it in V and light red again. Matter. Poisons matter, since they were in room when it was the closed room was constructed. And yeah, we've got a definition of closed room as well. Should have put that down. Um, I don't think we have anything saying that someone couldn't hide. Right, yes. The chain was cut before we had evidence. Let's put that in the black. Or there were witnesses. Um, so theory number 2 was never actually a closed room. Um, 3, the closed room was unsealed to let the perpetrator escape. Um, what else do we have? Fourth Twilight doesn't matter, Kinzo was already dead. Right, that was one thing I wanted to do but didn't get around to. Who met Kinzo? But let's just go to VO. Kinzo ones in the other games was alright. Already dead. Um, guess what happened here. First game. So, did not commit suicide, was not an accident. So, and all the survivors have alibis, so Cannon could have been killed by a trap. could have been killed by a delayed method. Kind of died of natural causes. Although, probably quite clear how he died. So poison probably wouldn't work. Natural causes. Hmm. Genji, Kumasawa, and Nanjo are not killers. Battler did fall asleep. Um, hmm. So all homicides, yep. So let's put in light red again. Cool. Suspects. Guarantee, since she's guaranteed the identity of all identified corpses. Nobody trouble tricks. They're not for killers. So who remains alive? That's Suhi, Watch Jessica, Battler, Maria. Oh, oops, I've got caps lock on. The study. All the others were sleeping. Not Maria. Maria, who's in the same room, did not kill him. Killed Genji, Nanjo, Kumasawa. For turning to the study. So, the homicide, there are no unidentified corpses and all survivors have alibis. All the survivors have alibis. No unidentified corpses. Which previously was used to say going to die, yes. Definition of the unidentified corpses. Yeah, could someone still pretend to be somehow? To be dead somehow? Would lead into a one of the dead people somehow did it. Or two, the children together. Oh, Natsuhi. This is don't have anything regarding Canon dying in a trap or some way. Hi, Kano. Yeah. Not sure if you've been following the Umineko stuff, but I'm going through first 4 games summaries to try to figure out what has been going on. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, and this one, the dead have alibis. All the survivors have alibis, so yeah. Trap or some other delayed method is the main thing that makes sense. Can't think of anything else off the top of my head. I mean, 10th Twilight, we don't have any details on. So no red truth. Killed each other or committed suicide, or there was an accident. Second game. So regardless of whether they were living or dead, the 6 definitely entered through the door. Only one key to the chapel exists. It's impossible to unlock the chapel with anything but the chapel's key. When the door of the chapel is locked, it prevents any and all methods of entry or exit. 6 definitely entered through this front door. I was it in quotes. This morning, Rosa definitely took an envelope out of Maria's handbag, and from that obtained the genuine key to the chapel. The key to the chapel truly was the object inside the envelope I gave to Maria. But that I handed over to Maria, and the one Rosa opened to the same thing. The time Maria received her key to the instant Rosa unsealed the envelope the next day, the key passed through no one's hands. No doors with auto locks. All 6 people were already dead by the time they were discovered. All of their deaths were homicides. All 6 were genuine victims and did not take part in a mutual murder. There was no simultaneous murder. No one hiding in the chapel. When the 6 were killed in the chapel, the culprit was inside the chapel. Okay, so what do we have? 6 were killed inside the chapel. The murderer has to leave. Instructed. Room. This one is difficult. So all 6 were already dead by the time we discovered, and all deaths were homicides, and genuine victims did not take part in the mutual murder. Based on these last 3, 6 were killed inside the chapel. The culprit was also inside the chapel. By the time the closed room was constructed, the culprit was outside. Different people arrived at different times. Maybe. Actually, back. Based on that, nope. The that morning. Okay, so Rosa's certainly suspicious. She supposedly met Kinzo. Second episode. Sure, what was that the first one? And Natsu met her afterwards in the first one. Rosa's definitely the suspicious one here. I mean, also because of this. I'm wondering. Rosa had already unsealed the envelope, and then okay, so idea is early in the morning, Rosa sealed the envelope. Brought the siblings to the chapel, killed them. She then left, constructed the clothes room. And the key on to bag. So let's see if this is possible. So killed inside the chapel, the culprit was inside. At the time the closed room was constructed, the culprit was outside. So basically, yep, this one fits. She was not hiding in the chapel since she left. All six are already dead, all the deaths, yep, because it was done by Rosa. No doors of water locks other than Kinzo's study. Yep, Rosa locked it. From the time Maria received her key to the incident, Rosa unsealed the envelope the next day. The key passed through no one's hands. That's fine. If she'd already unsealed it. Just changes the time of when she unsealed the envelope. The envelope that I handed over to Maria and Rosa, one Rosa opened to the same thing. Again. Yeah. So, because she'd already, yeah. The envelope that I handed over to Maria and the one that Rosa opened are the same thing. Changing the one Rosa opened from the one that we saw her open to a previous one that she'd opened, perhaps. The key to the chapel was the object inside of the envelope I gave to Maria, that's fine. This morning, Rosa took an envelope out of Maria's handbag, and from that obtained the genuine key to the chapel, that's fine. She then returns it to the handbag and then takes it out again. Your chapel door to chapel locked that prevents any and all methods of entry or exit. Possible to unlock the locks of the chapel with anything but the chapel's key. Only one key to the chapel exists, and regardless of whether they were living or dead, the six definitely entered through the door. When the six were killed in the chapel, the culprit was inside the chapel. There is one thing with this. Green. Is this conditional? That was maybe translated differently? So, because it's got for when the six were killed in the chapel, the culprit was inside the chapel, or does this say confirm that the six were killed in the chapel? though, is it if the six were killed in a chapel, the culprit was also inside the chapel? I think it confirms that the six were killed in the chapel. This is the only possibility I see at the moment. Maybe there's another one. Don't see it. Second Twilight. Jessica's body was found in her room. Cannon was missing. Question I have for this. This certainly in the past tense. Would it be possible for would it be possible that Cannon dies in Jessica's dream? After the red truth was stated. Cannon's corpse get discovered later. So where? I mean, apart from the servant room incident. So, quickly. Size 12. Yep, so Cannon was killed in the stream. When locked, entry is not possible by any means. No trick could have the effect of locking the door from the outside without using a key. There are no hidden doors in the stream. There's no way to get in or out other than the door and the windows. There are no hidden doors. That it's already been said. When Jessica's corpse was discovered, only Battler, George, Maria, Rosa, Genji, Gorda, Shannon, Kumasara, and Nanjo were in Jessica's room. Jessica is also included. Therefore, both in the cases involving Jessica's room and the one involving the servant room, no humans existed that you are not aware of. No one is hiding. And 6 were confirmed dead when they were discovered. Hmm. I don't like this theory, to be honest. So at this point we're missing one master key. Um, hmm. Make it easier for you to read. Hmm. Not sure about this one at all. I think a lot of episode 2 is about counting master keys. But I think is there a second one? Um, the next one is 7th room. Nanjong Kumasawa in missing. Also Rosa says you can't trust him for a minute for that damn furniture. 7th room keys are kept in the key box in the center of the 7th room. All of those keys are inside the key box. Entry or exit is impossible except for a single door and a single window, and those are both locked. Door and window will not permit any kind of entry or exit when they are locked. It is impossible to unlock the door without a 7th room key or master key. No one exists in the room except your group. Group is to Battler, George, Maria, Rosa, Genji, Gordon, and Shannon. No method exists by which the door can be locked from the outside without using a key. Regarding the window, no method exists by which it could somehow be locked from the outside. You are incompetent. If there are only 5 master keys, they would definitely never mistakenly think that any other person was Canon. No one else can go by Canon's name. A different person can't claim that as their name. The bodies are missing. They might not be dead in that case. However, I don't think that really matters for the question of how this room was locked. I think the only way to answer that is that Rosa left some master keys in this room, then locked the remaining keys. She had any? So one per servant, so. And its key is missing. Unaccounted. Not accounted for. Then they found 2, right? Oh, although no, Nanjo wouldn't have the key. It would only be Sour. So, yes. Which definitely leads me to thinking, servants were lying. She. They room was locked, they'd left. When does she take... When does Rosa take all the keys? Only after this point, or was it before? If it's before, then it would be her. If it's after, then servants could have done it. In which case, the servants probably in out. That's the case. How did she get back? So, next one. Shannon, Goddard, and George found in that Sue's room. Sue's room was exactly the same, just like usual. The doors and windows were locked from the inside. There were no fraud or tricks, no means of secret passage, nor places in which to hide. Natsui's own key was in George's pocket, and the inside of the room was sealed off. Only the 5 master keys were left, and Rosa was holding all of them. Let me say this, the parlour is the same, the key to the parlour itself is sealed away in the servant room. Unlocking it without a master key is impossible. The definition of a closed room remains the same as always. All of the master keys were under Rosa's control. After the master keys came into Rosa's control, never did any of them leave her hands, except for the time when she lent one to Bachelor to unlock Natsui's room. So, I will claim Razor killed them or was involved. Creating locked room. Attempt Twilight. Kinsel's already dead. Rosa, Battle of Maria, and Genji. Rosa and Maria ran away, supposedly, and died v goats, supposedly. Battle and Genji, yeah. I can repeat what I said for the last one. No red truths apart from Kinzo. They killed each other / committed suicide, or there was an accident. I didn't track who you met Kinzo there. To episode 3. All the doors that exist in Rakutenshima, none has a crack through which a key can slip. Mansion called their own does exist in the forest of Rakutenshima. In 1967, in a hidden mansion on Rakutenshima, Beatrice existed as a human. She is definitely dead. There are no more than 18 humans on this island. There are no more than 17. So, let's get rid of the 18. This doesn't add anything. In short, the station of person does not exist. This applies to all games. First Twilight, bodies are found in 6 linked rooms. This one's going to be difficult. 5 master keys, 1 for each servant. Furthermore, all the doors and windows on the 6 rooms are normal. No devices exist which can lock them without a key, such as an auto lock. 6 are dead. Kinzo, Genji, Shannon, Kanon, Goda, and Kumasawa. There is no one hiding in the 6 rooms. 6 died instantly. Only the victims are inside the rooms. No other people exist inside the rooms. 6 were not killed by traps. Did not commit suicide. It was instantly as well, so no delayed death. Not specified that it was a homicide. At least. I'll put it in blue. Theory. The reason I'm not including Kinzo in there is because he was already dead, and so he cannot be involved in the construction of a closed room. At least one of them died to an accident. They're all dead. Already dead. All 5 master keys were discovered, each in the pocket of one of the servants. Individual keys were found inside envelopes alongside the corpses. In short, all keys related to the linked rooms were locked inside the closed rooms. No key could be returned from the outside of the room using the crack of the door, crack of the window, vent, or any other place of the source. All of them had what appeared to be gunshot wounds that were fatal. Murdering them from the outside the room would have been impossible. I should say more with red. When the 5 other Kinzo were killed, the killer was definitely in the same room as them. Or proclaimed in red at the time for no suicides. That. I'll be right back. I'm not sure yet. Okay, I'm back. Hmm. Hmm. It was in the same room as him. Not necessarily in the rooms they found. I don't think that matters though. Hmm. Again, main question is how's the locked room constructed? Can I hit caps lock? How's the locked cycle? Question for this Twilight. It it seems like the only answer available to us is that one of them died to an accident. However, if they didn't intend on it, how did it become a closed loop? They were obviously intending for it to be a closed loop, but how did they? Then how was it an accident? No one committed suicide. No one was killed by a trap. And new victims are inside the rooms, and other people exist in the rooms. Okay. Killer was in the same room as him and left. No auto-locking? Yep. When the 5 other than Kinzo were killed, Killer was definitely in the same room as them. If you accidentally killed yourself, then you would be in the same room as the killer. If there was something else, like a poison gas, that was the accident, then the poison gas would be the killer, would be in the same room as him. Um, the reason why she couldn't say that all of them were homicides is because Kinzo was already dead. Didn't die to a homicide. The rest of them could be. And the keys were in difficult places. So it couldn't have been like the key was left on the lock, locked it, and then they slammed the door shut or something. Hmm. I don't think I really have an answer to that one. At least not at the moment. Second Twilight, both of them found in the Rose Garden. Rose and Maria died. The cause of death was Danjo diagnosed. Rose and Maria's deaths were homicide. Hideyoshi was in Ever's room the whole time, both before and after the time of the crime. Oh. Alibi. So, three possibilities that I have is well, two kind of requires that three that someone else has a false alibi. But number one is Eva snuck out and killed both of them. Hideyoshi was in Ever's room the whole time, claiming that she was sleeping. No one else saw. Fourth, fifth, and sixth, Rudolph, Hideyoshi, Kirie found on the landing. Kirie didn't think they needed food. She claimed that they should not leave the guest house. She herself suggested that they leave the guest house to get food. The reason she changed her mind was not passed on to anyone, nor was it written down. Till the last instant before she died, Kirie's behavior pattern of not going to get food equals not going to the mansion was maintained. Kirie did not leave anything written down. So quite clearly, tension wasn't actually get the food. So it could be Kire Nation. Yoshi. Reason is not important. Ever snuck out again. Yoshi have been killed by Rudolfo Kiri. And then Evan might have killed the two of them afterwards. And no red truths. So they killed each other or committed suicide, or it was an accident, or they were killed by one of the other survivors. Just ever. Number 10. George did not go downstairs to the guest house. All windows and doors leading to the outside were locked from the inside. Furthermore, it was impossible to lock any of those from the outside. This is part of the 10th Twilight. The left from the second floor window, which was then locked behind. How did you get killed? Is anyone not accounted for? I don't think so. 6 are dead. Both of them are dead. I don't see any red text to confirm Rudolph, Hideyoshi, and Kirio's deaths. Maybe I missed it. Hmm. The main question I have for George's death is who would have actually been able to go out, kill him, and return? To confirm Tsuhi's death. Nanjo. Okay, this is a long one. Let's just over this a bit. Uh, mhm. All of these people are dead. All these 15 are dead. Bachelor's alive. The Battler, Ever, and Jessica are alive. Ever was with you the whole time, as committing a crime was impossible for her. Of course, Battler isn't the culprit. He wasn't forging an alibi for her, and he took the possibility that she was a culprit into account, watching her actions carefully. No chance existed for her to do anything suspicious. Short at the time of the crime, only Nanjo and Jessica were in the servants' room, and Jessica did not commit the murder. She was not involved in Nanjo's murder. Her eyes are completely covered. It'd be impossible for her to carry out a murder like that. His awareness neither Ever nor Battler killed Nanjo, nor were they involved. Culprit killed Nanjo was neither Battler nor Ever nor Jessica. Ha 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 ha. The one who killed Nanjo was definitely a human with their feet on the ground, held a weapon up to and killed him with it right before his eyes. It was a homicide. Oh. Okay. So. Matter of timing. Nanjo was killed. Someone. That person then died for the text word truth being that they were dead. Isn't that it would we have V6 dead. These two are dead. So when Rudolph, Hideyoshi, Kirei, Kraus, Natsui, or George might to do it. Then they died before Beatrice called out all the dead. Thank you, Henry Red. Yeah. There are a lot of questions. Not a trap. Was a person. Not one of these three. Therefore, it has to be one of the 15. Um, some of them have been confirmed to have been dead previously, so it should not be possible for them, but hmm. Therefore, Nanjade's diagnosed. I am wondering, if all of this is kind of taking place after the fact, like all the red truths and stuff, inscriptions. Would it be possible that Maria and Rosa were found dead by the time authorities arrived at the island? However, and they died in the manner that was described. Um, Rosa being strangled. No, not Rosa. Maria being strangled, and then Rosa falling on a spike in the garden. If at the time of Nanjo's murder, Rosa was alive, and then later on died by impaling herself on the spike in the garden, would that be a possibility? I'm more inclined to believe George Yoshi, considering they've both had some suspicious actions earlier on. One with Hideyoshi vouching for Eva, and perhaps giving her a false alibi, and George leaving from the second floor window and then having it be locked behind him. If he did leave through the second floor window. Hmm. Maybe that's just a red herring. Who knows? Um, and Battler. Uh, again. Again, 10th Twilight for Jessica and Battler. No red truths, so could have killed each other. One could have killed the other, and then the third one killed by Eva. Could have been an accident or suicide. Info. Ever survived. Therefore, we don't have much red truth. Unrelated to the Twilights, we have a sin I'm now demanding you to remember. It's not between Ushimi Bachelor and Beatrice. Ushimi Bachelor has a sin. Because of your sin, people die. Due to your sin, a great many humans on this island die. No one escapes or die. Oops. Um, So episode 3 describes after Ever survived that the main mansion had collapsed. Oh. Ushimiya Battler is Ushimiya Battler's mother is Ushimiya Asumu. From Ushimiya Asumu that Ushimiya Battler was born. You're not. Yeah, unleashed rock consumer situation. Syndrome. Yeah, I was kind of thinking of Higurashi with that. This part is interesting. So I think we have had in black, so I'm not 100% sure that this was in red. Still Rudolph's son. Kind of interesting. And name is Ushimiya Battler. He is not Ushimiya Asumu's son, but also from Ushimiya Asumu that Ushimiya Battler was born. My thoughts are ooh, wait. I remember it being said no one else has different name. There is only one. Wait, let me just put in green first. So my thought is there wasn't Ushimiya Battler born from. Yeah, I remember when I was first looking at this, my thought was that it's like a C-section or something. With the Battler was not born from Ushimiya Asumu. However, I'd forgotten that there was the Ushimiya Asumu. It was from Ushimiya Asumu that Ushimiya Battler was born. Still, died. Uh, Rudolph later had another son. Also decided name him as a Battler. Oops. Here's his little sister. It could be that Kirie is his actual mother. Or Rudolph had an affair earlier. Put this in actually under here. So if he's rid of sun still, then he wasn't adopted from outside. But it would mean that Rudolph could have had an affair thwarting Bachelor's birth. And Asmu. Own. Yeah. Andrea's little sister. Although she met at the family conference, acknowledged the presence of Kinzo. No person would mistake Shimiya Kinzo by sight, no matter what disguise might be used. Would not mistake Shimiya Kinzo by sight. His life-death status is the same at the start of all our games. The setup was not different for the fourth game alone. Kinzo is already dead at the starting point for all games. And there is no more than 17 humans alive on the island. So, first Twilights ever, Genji, Hideyoshi, Natsui, Rose, and Rudolph were found in the dining room only much later. They died later than stated, and if hostages were involved in it. Second Twilight, George was found in the garden, Jessica was found in her room by the phone. Put it afterwards because of different nature. This. Because it kind of takes place over multiple Twilights. Hostages were forced to say falsehoods. Or hostages were in on the plot initially. Jessica and Kirie's dying and calls were made. What's it? Were read from scripts that they were forced to read. Fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh Twilight. Shin and Nanja were found by the old whale. Kraus was found by the mansion exit. And in red, Cannon is dead. Among the 5 people in Kirie's group, he was first to die. Short, he was the 9th victim. Would confirm that these people died beforehand. Or died. And Kirie, He died after giving a phone call. I've Twilight, Kinzo was already dead. Gordon Kumasawa were found in the garden shed. But the cause of death was looked to be gunshot. Just put in blue. It's not dead. You don't have any confirmation that she was dead, right? At least, and Bachelor said she looked dead. Looked like she was sleeping almost. Poisoned. There was no obvious signs of death. So no. But it means it's maybe Maria's not dead. Who knows? 10th Twilight Shishmi Bachelor, I will now kill you. Right now, there's no one other than you on this island. The only one alive on this island is you. Nothing outside the island can interfere. Yeah. You're all alone on this island. Of course, I am not you. Yes, I am here now, and I am about to kill you. Oh, that kind of gets rid of this one. No one. The only one alive on this island is you. So, let's go ahead. Some theories. Suicide. Or there was an accident, trap, or some other delayed cause of death. We don't have any real information about his death. This doesn't conflict with any of the Red Truth. It kind of being him unleashing something on the island accidentally kind of feels like it fits into that. Hmm. Hmm. So they were locked inside before George, Jessica, uh, uh, Bachelor died. Need outside. Oh, Eve. All the deaths were discovered well after the fact. Order of deaths may have been changed. So, despite Gerda Kumasawa, Irie, Cameron, Shannon, Andrew, and Kraus coming after George and Jessica, for all we know, George went and killed all of them before dying himself. We just don't have enough information, really. Timing, sure, we were given Battle was given a whole bunch of time to examine the crime scenes after the fact, but the most important thing of timing we don't have. Actually, might have happened. Oh, yeah. So if Kirie's phone call had been a script that she was forced to read off of, perhaps, Cannon might have killed everyone, gone inside the well to lock it up, and then slipped from the ladder and fell to his death. So yeah, for all we know, when they asked for the time to find out how long they'd been out, that might have been forced upon them by someone. Might have already been in communication with the hostage takers, or again, perhaps they're in on it. Had a script prepared. Why? I don't know. I don't need to know. Yeah, if we look at it as if Cannon had killed them, perhaps Cannon and others killed here. Kills George and Jessica. Kills Kyrie. And Shannon, Nanja, and Kraus. Finds Gora and Commissar in the shed. You had the key. They had the key. Tells him, hey, yeah, if you give me the key, I'll get you out. They give him the key. He unlocks it, kills him, ties him up, and locks it. Where was it found? Where was the key found? It was found in his pocket, wasn't it? How did he get it back into their pocket after locking? It was in Gordo's pocket, I think. Alternatively, Goran Kumasawa were made to, and in the loops, they shot from the outside. Through the window. Yeah, that's what I have so far. I got some theories, got some questions, and I definitely think it's going to be individual solutions per episode. The game. I don't think there's any one unifying theory, unless um, something here, something Battler somehow caused. Murder weapon. Is it gun? It's the I think it was a gun. Yeah. Which exact situation were you referring to with the have you figured out the murder weapon? Twilight of which game? Are you referring to like this part? A lot of the theories are kind of open-ended to leave possibilities. Say, for example, Second Twilight, and Hideyoshi in general. Or at least in some of the cases, it's been confirmed and read to be a gun. Uh, yeah. Apart from that, I really don't have any unified theories. We're all quite separate. I certainly haven't been thinking about a specific murder weapon. Especially since, so, like the first Twilight and the first game, faces all got blown off. So that could be, yeah, which is very different from the wounds caused in some of the other games. So it could be different. Definitely seems like different murder weapons. Perhaps one set was like from a shotgun or something. Other sets being rifles. Either stakes. So yeah, I don't know. One thing is it could be used to disguise the murder weapon. So for example, if they got injected with something, then the stakes could be used later to hide the site of the injection with something else small. Um, The only use I can really see with the stakes is to throw people off the path by getting them to think along. Oh, okay, so the reasons I can think of are throwing them off the scent by making them think mythological, occult. Second would be to instill fear in people, and third would be to disguise some other injury. Hmm. I think that it's separate in each one. Maybe there's some overlap. Um, the third one, for example, Eva is very suspicious, especially since she survived. But also from other events earlier on, such as here, focus on Hideyoshi confirming Eva was there. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was someone else that snuck out and killed him, and someone else has a false alibi. Again, that whole thing might have been to throw us off track. But then it wouldn't have been ever in the first one because she's already dead and confirmed to have already been dead. In the second one. Um, for timing, is difficult to know for certain, so that's hard to say who is the culprit, who would be the culprit, apart from maybe Bachelor. Um, um, yeah, who was it? Third one, right? Yeah. This one's interesting. If it would be a single culprit, I think it would be whoever did this. So it wouldn't be Bachelor, Evan, or Jessica. This is the most suspicious thing out of everything, I think. This one death. How does magic work in Umineko? Who knows? Uh, I think it exists. I don't think it was involved in the murders. Especially since it's been said that it's impossible for what's her name? Beatrice to win. Meaning that there has to be a solution for all of the examples, and so none of it was done by magic. Maybe it's just putting the blame off onto something else, onto the witch instead of having a human do it. Because without love, it cannot be seen. Yeah, I think that's what I'm up to. Soon I'll start going through the start of the answers section. But until then, say goodbye for now. Yeah. Think I have anything else I can really add to it at the moment. We will need more information in the answer arcs, I think. It'll be interesting to see how that turns out. Yeah, see what I was saying before with who I think for each episode. Episode 1, Natsui is kind of suspicious, but then dies. That's from the children. I don't know how they would then die. Episode 2, Rose was the most suspicious. Yep. Especially since she was the one that had all of the keys, and she did not give any of the keys to anyone after gathering them. Then the 10th Twilight, weird stuff happens, so don't know what to trust in that. Episode 3, Ever's definitely a vicious one. Perhaps working with George and Hideyoshi, but then they got killed by the others. How was witness mechanic work? Not sure what that question's asking so much. Like in terms of what we witness, we know to a degree that it can be falsified, because of a whole discussion on can't use magic as a proof that magic exists, just by what we're shown. Don't know how much of that we can trust. We can only trust the red truth. Some of it could be lies, and certainly it could be what someone explains happens. They could lie about it. Yeah. So yeah, one of the main things, main complications in all of the episodes is timing. When red text gets said. Hmm. In terms of the second Twilight in episode 1, there were you got the perspective of two people who cut the chain. Meanwhile, everyone else that was alive was elsewhere. So I'm not sure if we can really trust that perspective because limited number of witnesses. So the more witnesses an event has, the harder it is for it to be cover up. If there's only one person that witnessed something, then we can't really say it's. We can't know if it's true. They could be lying about it. One living person by the time they meet up with others. So, two people could certainly there could be 7 witnesses that are all lying and all in on it together, but that would be more difficult to arrange. The larger a conspiracy, the harder it is to hide. And then involves double crossing. Perhaps you have 7 people who know how to get the gold, and so they decide to get rid of the remaining people on the island. But then the 7 people start in fighting in order to get full control over the gold, perhaps. For example, it's possibilities that we cannot deny or confirm yet. Yay. Something to keep open, but yeah. Can't really progress further with them. Anyway, I've been going through this for the past couple of hours, so I'm going to call it there for today. I hope you've all enjoyed. If you're watching this later, let me know any feedback you have in the comments.